Hello everyone! A little bit of a different opening because it's a little bit of a different energy today. Hoo boy. So we got week 1 of the PMG season 7. As you can see, I'm being a little lazy this season with just 7 point whatever week it is. And we have Cena from last season as our week 1 opponent. Team should be somewhere around here as long as I remember it in editing. But, well, I want to address a little bit of an elephant in the room, at least on my end, which is in between week 1 and 2, there was a pretty major event in my life. It's the reason I'm delaying the videos by a little bit, just so I could have that little bit of extra time to breathe. And you'll unfortunately, in the week 2 gameplay, it's going to pop up. I haven't done my week 3 match, so I don't know if it's going to affect me, but in between weeks 1 and 2, I did lose my mother. So everything's been a little bit iffy on that. That's why in my team introduction video I was a little bit more emotional, and even now I'm still a little bit emotional about it. But we're here to do what we do. So let's get into this week. So starting up immediately, we're in a doubles matchup, which is my home field advantage here, and I decided I wanted to try something, so I went with, starting off, special attacking Lucario, Life Orb, Inner Focus just to prevent flinching, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power, Electric. That is for the Gyarados on here, because during some of my testing that could be a big problem. Timid Nature, Speed, Special Attack with the boost. Kind of generic, but honestly, I really wanted to try this, especially next to Chi-Yu. So, next up, classic from last season, but under a new name. We got Smooth Operator, the Ambipom. Same as last time, though. Soak Scarf Technician, Fake Out, U-Turn, Helping Hand, Knockoff. It just does so much when you need it to. Next up, another returning face from last season, but this time carrying the same name. Nightmare, the Chi-Yu. We went with basic Choice Scarf, Dark Pulse, Heat Wave, Terra Blast, Overheat. With Timid Nature again, I was really trying to work on my speed, which is a little bit of a mistake I realized in hindsight, but it's what it is. If in case you can't tell, there's a Cresselia over there that's like kind of a nuisance. But beyond that, pretty normal build for me. Now we get to some of the more new faces that are fun. Went with a very heavily defensive Amoonguss set. Leftovers, Regenerator, Spore, Sludge Bomb, Range Powder, Rain Dance. And you might think Rain Dance is a little weird, but obviously you see the Pokemon next to it up on my roster. So, but no, like I said, heavy into the defense. I wanted some good bulk here and a lot of HP to get the most benefit I can out of my stuff. Regenerator is really good for swapping in, and honestly, the Rain Dance next to Kingdra isn't horrible. Like, it's definitely not great, but it could be a lot worse. Speaking of which, Kingdra, now you see we don't have Sniper, but we're still kind of going for that fishing for crits build. So we got Speed plus the special attack with a mild nature. I didn't think I was going to survive many hits as it was, and I decided the ability, I actually don't know why I decided to keep attack. That feels like a little bit of a mess up, but Draco Meteor, Protect, Scold, Hurricane. Hurricane's really good in the rain. Scold is also good in the rain. Draco Meteor is just good stab, and Protect honestly is decent for baiting things out and seeing what's about to happen. And last up, my rookie for the season, Red Lips. I think this is almost basic. It's just Reflect, Parting Shot, Play Rough, Taunt. I know I've brought it up before. You don't get Spirit Break. You just don't. So Play Rough has to do enough. Went for, again, a very physically sided Pokemon. Don't necessarily know if it was needed to be like that, but it is what we decided on. And by we, I mean me, because I was very stubborn with this team, especially my Lucario. Like, I had multiple of my friends telling me I should reevaluate it. But of that reevaluation, let's look at my opponent, Cena. So, automatically you can see they're leading Cresselia, but altogether they have their Mega Kangaskhan, their Cresselia, Heatran, Azumarill, Scrafty, Rhyperior. And this, if I remember correctly, it was partially what I was expecting, and partially it threw me for a loop. So, let's get our leads up. Cresselia next to Azumarill versus Lucario and Morgrem. So, immediately here, we're not completely in the clear or in the wrong. Azumarill is always a huge threat. I think he said after this he went Sap Sipper. So he actually wasn't huge power if I remember correctly. But let's look at turn 1. Morgrem taunting Cresselia. Immediately good call. Hidden Power Electric into this. Didn't do quite what I wanted, but it did enough damage that it started applying the pressure early. He went for Play Rough, takes out Morgrem, and goes for the Trick Room, but was taunted. Switches out for Scrafty. Intimidate, blocked by my Inner Focus. Chi-Yu doesn't care. Dark Pulse, resisted. Little sad. HP Electric, takes out Azumarill. So I'm not necessarily upset at this point, because I've lost Morgrem, who could have been a big player for me, but Azumarill is out of the equation, which was one of the things that scared me the most going into this. So, take my chip. Cresselia comes back out. Terra into Ghost to avoid the fake out. Aura Sphere there and there. So, I'd have to recheck my calcs, but I think I do make a little bit of a misplay here, because Lucario had a way to deal with this Cresselia, and if I take out this Cresselia, he doesn't get a lot going in this game. So right off the bat here, you can see it's turn 3, and I don't think I made like a really bad play, but I definitely think I made a play that will come back to bite me that I should have considered differently. He gains off the Citrus Berry, I take some damage, he gets Trick Room up. Switch out to Amoonguss, he goes for a Drain Punch on Lucario because I no longer have the Terra, so I just have to take that, and then the Lunar Blessing is going to get them both up to really healthy. And like, this right here is what I mean. And it's a problem I even noticed in my other games, I'm not always prioritizing my threats the best, and it's something I need to work on. But, let's keep on going. Hits the Spore. Cresselia's out of the equation. Taunt goes to Amoonguss. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. Get the burn on the Scrafty. Actually kind of just huge. Sludge Bomb doesn't do a lot. Gets the knockoff. I lose my leftovers. Fast Asleep. Draco Meteor doesn't take out Scrafty, unfortunately. Switches in for Heatran. Switches out for Ambipom. Sludge Bomb. He's immune. Kinda sad. But here we are. Trick Room's up. It's still asleep. Scrafty back. Intimidates. Can't get mad at that at all. Hit the Fake Out. Taking out this. But he immediately gets Trick Room back up. And now he has Kangaskhan in Trick Room, and I no longer have Fake Out pressure that I can apply. So, as you can probably guess, based off what he has left, things are about to get a little frustrating. So, go back into Amoonguss. He goes for the Mega. Ally Swap. Power Up Punch into Amoonguss. Gets the damage and gets his +2. Go for the Scold. Doesn't get the burn or anything. He goes for Protect. Spore. He read it perfectly. Psychic into there. I went for the Scold. Again, read it perfectly with that Protect. Ally Swap back. Smart enough to hit the Kangaskong this time, because I predicted for once. Hits the recovery, go back into Chi-Yu. Lunar Blessing cures the sleep. And then he gets Return. Trick Room's gone, Ambipom out, Heatran out. He hits the Sucker Punch, which just eliminates Chi-Yu at that range, and Knockoff doesn't do enough here. Kangaskong versus Ambipom and Amoonguss. I somehow live the first one. Don't know how. And then Heat Wave takes out with a crit. So, like I said, some pretty obvious turns where I made some misplays. 100% I should have doubled into Cresselia with Lucario. I think doing that could have given me enough momentum to maybe sway the battle a little bit differently. And honestly, that Trick Room momentum did a lot. I don't know if I would go as far to saying it was game determinative. Like, I think Cena's team is just so good that even if I had played that turn correctly and could take out Cresselia, I don't know if I win the matchup outright. I definitely think it would have been closer. I think I probably could have taken another KO or two if I wasn't locked in the Trick Room. But unfortunately, these small little misplays, honestly, they're why I do this series, so I can go back and try to learn. Because, man, Pokemon's such a fun game, but sometimes it can be so frustrating to deal with. But, like I said, this was done a little bit ago, and then a couple days after this battle is when my life got slightly crazy. As much as I'd love to leave this off on a more joyful note, we will be back again next week with our next video, but I just honestly from the heart want to say, if there's someone in your life that you love and you keep on meaning to reach out but for whatever reason you don't, I'd recommend it. Because the things that are left unsaid are the ones that hurt more. But before I become a complete emotional wreck, thank you for joining me in the woods today. My name is going to be Michaela Maria Whisper. Arrivederci.